this club. I'm not defensive about it.
Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea news update and match preview for Brighton. As always, people, there's loads to dive into. The latest on potential centre-back targets. Chelsea are following Castello Lukeba, the RB Leipzig centre-back, and they're also big fans of Thomas Araujo from Benfica. We're going to dive into the centre-back conversation. We've got all the latest fallout from Enzo Maresca's press conference. Reece James, the only player out injured. Romeo Lavia is back. Unclear how much he is going to feature. Plus, there's been big positive conversation from Maresca on Marc Cucurella, on Moises Caicedo. And we've also got the latest on the Brighton game in general. This is a chance for us to build some momentum. This is a chance for us to make it 4 wins in a row in all competitions. This is a chance for us to record our first home win of the season in the league and a chance to really build some momentum and silence those doubters surrounding Chelsea even further. You know, it's when we start winning a few games, suddenly all the negative articles about the club, they've disappeared. It's funny that, isn't it? Roll on the international break where there's been nothing about the ownership for a few weeks. Give it sort of 3-4 days into the international break, there'll be some update about the ownership. Let's paint Chelsea in a negative light again. You know, these men have got the articles saved in their drafts. They can't wait to click publish on that article about something negative about the football club. But right now, we're in a good place. Things are going well. Yes, we're only 5 games in, but we couldn't have really asked for a better start to the season. And we have to feel confident heading into this game against Brighton. We have to. You know, if we can't feel confident going into a home game against Brighton, then when can we feel confident? Look, it's not going to be easy. Brighton are unbeaten. Fabian Herzler is doing a decent job. Obviously, he's new there. They spent a lot of money on players. You know, I think Minter's a very good signing. Mitoma's dangerous. Danny Welbeck's doing bits at the moment as well. He always seems to pop up and cause a few issues. And look, they've got the players to hurt us. And we're going to have to be fully on it, fully concentrating. And hopefully we can make it 4 clean sheets in a row. And hopefully we can make it 4 wins in a row in all competitions. But it's not going to be a straightforward afternoon. That much is absolutely clear. But big up to everyone that's locked in, guys. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. And as always, people, make sure you're getting involved in the chat as well. The chat's looking pretty quiet at this early stage of proceedings, guys. Make sure you're getting involved in the chat as well. But let's run these likes up. Let's get this to 100 likes as quickly as possible. And please hit the subscribe button as well if you are new round here. Let's say hello to a few people. It shouldn't take too long. And then we'll dive into the show. Good to have Lavia back. Absolutely. I think he'll be on the bench. Maresca saying that obviously he will feature, but you know, there's one more training session today. And then they'll establish how much he is kind of capable of playing. Oh, yeah, no, so there's going to be centre-back departures, and it will be one of Badiashile or Disasi, or my bet is it'll probably be both, to be perfectly honest. But that's a good place to start. Let's dive into the centre-back conversation then, guys. And obviously, there's been obviously stuff from Fabrizio Romano today. That Castello Lukeba is one of the names Chelsea are following. Chelsea are also following Thomas Araujo of Benfica. There was links to him in the summer. Obviously, they came very late in the window, too late for us to do anything about it. But Lukeba is another interesting one. Now, look, I'm not going to come on here and say that I know loads about this guy. I don't. I know that he was at Lyon. He went to RB Leipzig. I don't know how long he's been at RB Leipzig for. I think he's a young player. Let's have a look at what Lukeba has been doing. Let's bring his player profile up. Yeah, he's 21 years old. He'll be 22 in December. He obviously fits that age range that we're looking for. He's French. He's a French under 21 international. He's not fully capped at senior level yet. He has been at RB Leipzig, only last summer. So he made the switch from Lyon to RB Leipzig last summer. And yeah, he's made 3 appearances in the Bundesliga. He's made 5 appearances in total this season. Obviously, yeah, he's predominantly he can play right or left side. He's left-footed, so you would probably play him on the left side, left-sided centre back. And look, whether we're going to go for him or not remains to be seen. But yes, he's 21. He fits the mold of what we're looking for. I haven't watched very much, if any, of him at all to really have a proper qualified opinion on him. But it's exactly the sort of player that you would expect Chelsea to be linked with, given this current recruitment model. Now, it's pretty clear that we are looking to bring another centre-back in. I don't think it could really be. I don't think it could really be any more obvious that we're looking to sign another centre-back. Now, whether that's Lukeba, whether that's Thomas Araujo, whether that's someone else, Usman Diamonde is always one that's been mentioned in the past, from Sporting Lisbon. But again, I think he's got a big release clause. I'm not sure how much Lukeba would cost. I think Leipzig would demand reasonable money for him. And it just depends what Chelsea are. It depends what Chelsea are looking for. If we're being really honest here, it depends what we're looking for. Are we looking for a starting level centre back? Are we looking for a squad filler? Are we looking to upgrade our options? Obviously we're blessed with options in attack. We've got so much depth and so much quality. The same can't really be said in defence. The drop off from Colwell and Fofana to sort of Badia, Schill and Disasi is pretty big. Tosin has done all right. It's too early to sort of cast judgment on how good or not he is. But it's clear that Fofana and Disasi need Badia, Schill and Disasi need upgrading on. Probably just one of them needs upgrading on, I'd imagine. I think one would stay and one would go. And you'd maybe end up with a situation where you have Colwell, Fofana, Tosin, and then Badia, Schill or Disasi leaves, and then a Lukeba or an Araujo or whoever it is ends up coming in. But it's obvious Chelsea are looking to upgrade, and the players that are at risk here are Disasi and are Badia, Schill. Now, if I'm looking at it, maybe you look at getting rid of both of them. I know that might sound a little bit extreme, but maybe you do look at getting rid of both of them, and then maybe you maybe bring in someone like an Araujo or a Lukeba, for example, here, and you go with 4 centre backs. If you're playing a back 4, do you need 5 centre backs at the club? I'm not so sure you do. When we go into a back 3 in possession, it's either Cucurella tucking in at left centre back, or it's either Gusto or James tucking in at right centre back. Do we really need anyone? Do we really need him? Yeah, of course. We've got Ansel Mino as well to come in, and he looks a decent prospect and a decent proposition. But again, none of these guys are finished article, and I'm sort of thinking, okay, how many centre backs do we really need here? Colwell and Fofana are the first choice pairing, and you'd have to say that they are Chelsea's 2 best centre backs at this point in time. Look, that could change if Tosin keeps performing well. He's going to give Maresca a decision to make over whether he should be in the team. But this is my point. This is what we're looking at here, guys. Is that we've got Colwell, Fofana, Disasi, Badia, Schill, and Tosin. Not to mention Ansel Mino to come, and Chalobah is still on the books. So that's 7 centre backs there on the books at the football club. Okay. Then you look at, we're looking at Lukeba, we're looking at Araujo. We don't know what other ones we might be looking at. So it's clear for me that 2 or 3 of those need to go. You'd imagine that Chalobah will leave the football club. So let's say we've got 6 there. For me, with Ansel Mino coming in, do you really need to sign another centre-back? How ready do Chelsea feel Ansel Mino is? Does he need a loan in Europe somewhere to go and get a bit more top flight experience because he's never obviously played outside of South America? What are the thoughts on the other guys? But for me personally, I would probably look at moving on both Badia, Schill and Disasi, and then Ansel Mino comes in. I would personally have a change of heart on Chalobah, and then you go with Tosin, Fofana, Colwell, Chalobah, Ansel Mino as your 5. I still think 5 is a bit excessive, given sort of for playing a back 4. But I can understand maybe if you pick up an injury, you've then obviously not got that many to choose from afterwards. So maybe you do need 5 just to be safe. I'm not sure, but it's certainly an interesting situation. We need centre backs to rotate. Yeah, look, there's rotation there now, but the drop off from the first choice to the remainders is too big, really. We need to bridge that gap in quality, like we've got in the attack, where the other day we can change Jackson, we can change Madueke, we can change Palmer, we can change Sancho, and we can put in Nkunku, Felix, Neto, Mudryk, and the drop off is not that big. Whereas if you rest and rotate for Fana, Colwell, etc., then the drop off's quite big to Badiashile and Disasi. Yes, it's not as big to Tosin, but yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, guys? It is interesting. I mean, I'm not really too sure what we are going to do here. What are you guys saying in the chat? This guy, yeah, he's a 21-year-old centre-back, plays for RB Leipzig, joined them from Lyon last summer. The striker thing, as I was discussing the other evening, guys, on the show, with the way that Jackson and Nkunku are playing, I'm not sure we actually need a striker now. I'll be real. I think, for me, the boat has sailed on Osimhen. Personally, it was the summer or it was nothing. And for me right now, I think the best thing Chelsea can do is stay well clear of Victor Osimhen. Personally, I think way too many people in the fan base have bigged him up to be something he's not, have made him out to be way, way better than he actually is. I mean, he's not even scored in Turkey yet, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, for me, with the way that Jackson's playing, with the way that Nkunku's playing, we should be leaving anything to do with strikers until next summer. Bluco needs to buy another club. Yeah, look, we do. It's clear as day. Obviously, yeah, we've got Strasbourg. We need more. There's no denying that we absolutely need more club. We need more clubs. I'd rather wait till next summer. Yeah, look, I wouldn't bother trying to sign a striker in January. It's a thankless task. Look, to be fair, I like Badiashile. I think he's a talented boy. I've got no idea what's happened to him. Since that injury, he just hasn't been the same. Fofana needs to sit out the next 3 games coming. No, he doesn't need to sit out the next 3 games. He sat out against Barrow. He's going to play on Saturday, and then he's going to sit out against Ghent on Thursday because he's not been named in the Conference League squad. So there's no issues there as far as I'm concerned. But I am intrigued to see how the centre-back situation is going to take place and sort of what the plans are here. Because I think realistically, the reality of the situation here is that neither Disasi or Badiashile are really good enough. And they look to me like they're going to turn out to be dud signings, unfortunately, which obviously they didn't want that to be the case, but it's certainly looking like that's what might be happening. They are looking a little bit, they're looking a little bit shit, if we're being perfectly honest. I mean, it just looks like a bit of money has been wasted. And look, when you sign a volume of players that we sign, mistakes are going to be made. And I just feel like you look at it and it's like, yeah, okay. I think we need to acknowledge that Badiashile and Disasi haven't quite been what we thought they were going to be. I mean, Disasi's only done 1 season, but I remember saying it at the time, over the summer, or certainly at the start of the season, that my bold sort of take was that Disasi won't play a single minute in the Premier League as a centre-back. And so far, that's been the case. His only minutes at centre-back in the league have come at right-back. So, yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? It really is a strange one. For me personally, I just don't think Disasi is going to play as a centre-back in the league. And it's a shame because I think he's a likeable guy. I think he demonstrates leadership qualities, but ultimately, he's not doing enough. He's not doing enough, and the drop off in quality to the next guy is down to him is pretty big, and that's not what we want. That is not what we're wanting. So yeah, it's one to watch. It's not something that's going to suddenly come to fruition very quickly. this for me is very much one for the summer. Yeah, very much one for the summer. To be perfectly honest, one for the summer. And we see how things develop this season. But yeah, interesting that Chelsea obviously are monitoring centre backs. They're very much of the younger age. That's quite clear. Yes, big up, brother, big up. But yeah, Lukeba is one that's being looked at. Araujo, as I said, is another one being looked at. I wonder whether we're looking at Usman Diamonde or not. Yes, yesterday. I didn't do it. I wasn't live yesterday. But again, look, clubs follow loads of players. It doesn't mean that that Lukeba is going to be signed. It's just someone that's being looked at. The amount of players that get scouted by football clubs and then don't end up being nowhere near signing for them at the end of the day is ridiculous. There's a big difference between scouting someone and having a look at them to actually having solid interest in them. Clubs scout so many players, endless amounts of players. But let's see. It's someone that they're keeping an eye on. Let's see if anything sort of serious does materialize on that front. I'll be interested to see. Do you know the Chelsea Academy boy Raining? No, never heard of him. Do you see us doing much in January? No, I don't think so. Not for me personally, unless any very good opportunities suddenly come along that are too good to say no to. I don't think we need anything in January. For me, the only thing I'd be focusing on in January is obviously outgoings. Yes, big up, brother. Going to the game tomorrow. Decent, brother. Decent. I am also in the Matthew Harding tomorrow. It's the best place to be. Have you seen that, bro? Rabaj in the academy. Is that the Moroccan kid? Ibrahim. No. I'll be honest. Look, I don't know an awful lot about the academy. I'll be straight up. So unless it's one of the sort of the bigger well-known ones, I probably haven't seen them. I'll be real. No, he's not. He's not banned tomorrow. Duran or Osimhen? For me, I'd rather have John Duran than Victor Osimhen. That might sound crazy, but I think Duran suits what we're looking to do much better, and I think Osimhen would upset the sort of the vibe in the dressing room personally. Yes, big up. Yes, big up, brother. Isn't he like 15 or something? Was he 14? I think we may need a killer in front of goal. Well, look. Possibly, but as long as everyone's chipping in, then I don't worry about us scoring goals. I'll be straight up, people. I'm not worried about us scoring goals. There's plenty of goals in this team. And Nicholas Jackson and Nkunku, for me, are both 20 goals a season players. So I'm not sure whether we do need a striker or not. It's weird because I spent all summer here saying we need a striker. But when evidence changes, then opinions can change as well. And I'm of the opinion now that actually, let's stick with what we've got until at least the summer, and then let's reassess. Then see what the market's like. See what's going on. That's my personal viewpoint on that. I think we beat Brighton tomorrow. They play the same way as West Ham. Do they? I mean, I haven't watched much of Brighton this season. Yeah, look, Cobham's still a top academy. Whether these players go and play for the first team or not, if you come through the ranks at Cobham, you are more than likely to go on and have a very, very good career. That's the reality. Whether it's at Chelsea, whether it's elsewhere, you only have to watch Champions League, Europa League, whatever leagues you're watching, and there, generally speaking, there is someone from Cobham featuring in one of those games, and that is testament to the. That's testament to the academy, and the academy is still very much doing its job. I'm happy other players are stepping up this season. Yep, that's a big plus so far. It is only 5 games, but that is a big plus and a big step, obviously, in the right direction. Huge step in the right direction that we need to be positive about. Huge step in the right direction. By the way, guys, keep smashing that like button. We're 51 in the building. We're only 29 likes. Let's get this to 50 likes as quickly as possible, guys. Make sure you are running those likes up. It's free. It takes seconds to do, and it really, really helps me out. So I would I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So run it up, guys. And please keep subscribing to the channel if you are new around here as well. And Kunku never stayed fit. That's why we're crying for a striker. It wasn't even that. It's, you know, yes, that was part of the reason, but it wasn't the main reason. I was happy when Palmer wasn't firing on all cylinders, realizing we don't rely on him anymore like last season. Well, I mean, look, we still rely on him. We still, you know, need him to step up and contribute. But yeah, if he has a quiet game like he did against Bournemouth, or like I know he scored against West Ham, but it was still he was still quite quiet in that game. And we were able to take him off after an hour. And the thought of doing that last season was obviously unthinkable. Who Noni needs to learn to pass the ball. No, I've got no issues about Noni at all. Look, I think the kid's 15. Let's just relax a little bit on him. But yeah, that's sort of the latest surrounding the Chelsea centre-back situation, really. And yeah, you know, it's one to keep an eye on, one that the club are obviously looking at. And it would be interesting to see what sort of direction we look at going in with the centre back scenario. Who's going to be surplus to requirements? It's going to be interesting. It is going to be very, very interesting to see what we will end up doing. But yeah, a couple of youngsters are on the scouting list: Lukeba and Araujo at Benfica, and let's see what happens on that front. But moving away from transfer news and scouting, let's get more into the game, people. Let's get more into the game, guys. Let's have a look at, let's divulge into Enzo Maresca's press conference then. And we have got good news that Romeo Lavia has returned. He is back. He's fit and he is ready to go. Maresca confirming, and these are words that we know all too well. The only one is Reece, Enzo Maresca on injuries. This is a big positive. I mean, obviously, it's not a positive that Reece is still out, but I saw a tweet earlier. If you compare us to this time last season, I think the 5th game of last season, we got one player out injured. Look how many players we had out injured at this point last season. It's honestly crazy. Chelsea's injury list, this is it here. Let me bring it up now. Honestly mad. Honestly mad, guys, when you see what we had going on here. Honestly crazy. So injury list in September 2023 was 12 players. September 2024, 1 player. But look at this. We had Nkunku, Broja, James, Fofana, Chukwuemeka, Chalobah, Badiashile, Caicedo, Lavia, Bettinelli, well, that's irrelevant really, Madueke and Cucurella. That's mad. That was after like 5 games. We had this many men out injured in September. Do you know how crazy that is that we had that many men out in September? That's mad. And now we fast forward a year and we've got 1 player missing. And it's someone that unfortunately we've had to play a lot of football without. And it's someone that we're used to playing without on a regular basis. That's just what we do at the moment. When's Reece going to be back? I've got no idea. Maybe after the October international break, we have a look at one of the games then. But it's certainly, I don't even think he's back in training yet. So yeah, there's a bit of a way. There's a bit of a way to go still. So yeah, we will see. Reece all or nothing season. Well, look, I think the big thing with Reece is how's he going to do when he gets back playing again. If he has 3, 4, 5 games and then suddenly he's back out again, then there's a genuine conversation to be had. But, you know, if he comes back, he puts a run of games together, you know, the injury issues seem to be behind him, then, yeah, no issues my end on that front. But this next return from this injury is absolutely vital and absolutely crucial. Maresca taking care of them, that's why they are fit. Well, I mean, I wouldn't quite go that far and say that's why, but maybe, different training methods. Maybe there's a lot less running being done, or there has been a lot less running being done in pre-season and whatnot. Maybe that's been a contributing factor. But let's not forget, though, guys, we had so many injuries on the Thomas Tuchel as well, and no one was blaming Tuchel for the injury issues at the club at the time. I think having 2 squads of first-team quality players, absolutely, particularly with the amount of games we've got, it makes a big difference. Yeah, at some point after the break, I don't know when, but at some point after the break, Reece James will obviously he will return. So let's hope for the best. No, I wouldn't, because he's been out for so long. This is not for so long, but he's missed a few games. He missed virtually the entire of last season. I wouldn't be chucking him straight back in. I think we've got to be a little bit careful with him. So yeah, I suspect that he will be on the bench, in my opinion. I think players not injured because they're not playing much. I don't know about that. Why is Broyo still? No, this is from last season. This is the injury list that we had at this point last season. But yeah, anyway, it's just that Reece that's missing. Obviously, Lavia returns, and Lavia is a big plus, by the way. Now, I'm not saying that he's key to this, like he's essential to this Chelsea team at this early stage in his career, because we haven't seen enough of him to suggest that. But for me, I certainly feel like that I feel a lot better about the team when he's playing in it. It just looks better. It just looks better. I feel more confident in Chelsea when Lavia is in the side. But he adds to this team significantly. He makes a big difference to Chelsea. The balance in the midfield looks a lot better, and he's going to be a real key player for us this season. That's undeniable. He is going to be so important to what Chelsea are looking to do this season, for anything that we may or may not achieve. Lavia is going to play a big part, and if he can stay fit, and if he can contribute a decent chunk of minutes this season, then that's going to be a big positive, a big positive. And I'm a huge fan of his. There's a reason we signed him, because he's a top quality player. He's a top prospect, and you only have to see what he done against Man City. Brilliant performance. He was arguably probably our best player in pre-season. These are all, we're heading in the right direction. For me, on this one, we are heading in the right direction, and it's just about, can we keep him fit? Because if he's fit and he's playing well, then Chelsea are infinitely a better team with Romeo Lavia in the side. I think that much is clear in my view. Another player who Chelsea are infinitely better with when he's in the side is Moises Caicedo. He looks like a player reborn this season, and Enzo Maresca has been full of praise for him in the press conference today. He's a top player. He is very good, but as all the top players, he can improve things. He's playing fantastic. About the price, it's not Moyes' problem. It's the market that decides the price. A lot of time, because clubs pay a lot of money for a player, we expect them to always be good, but it is not always like this. Now, obviously, of course, a lot's made about the money that's been paid for Caicedo. And look, yes, last season to begin with, he did struggle a little bit. He had no pre-season whatsoever. He had that horrendous debut at West Ham where he gave away the penalty. But he started to find his feet over the course of the second part of last season. And he's carried that form into this season and improved tenfold. He looks like a player reborn. He was probably the best performance of his career at Chelsea against West Ham last weekend. Really positive performance. He was absolutely everywhere, breaking play up, winning tackles, getting stuck in, covering ground. Even had a really good assist for Nicholas Jackson's second goal. And he's now showing why Chelsea paid the money for him. He's showing why we paid that money, and his performances have been absolutely brilliant. They've been absolutely superb, his performances. They have been absolutely class. And he is a vital cog in this Chelsea machine. A vital cog. I'm just a massive fan of his. He gets on with his work, and often, like with these kind of midfield players, you sort of you don't like with Makaleli. You never noticed Makaleli really, but when he was out the team, you knew exactly what was missing. But when he was playing, you didn't really sort of think too much about him. He just did his thing, and it's the same with Caicedo. Maybe people don't notice the work that he does and how much work that he gets through. But when he's not on the pitch, you know exactly what you're missing. Exactly what you're missing. Lavia and Castello are the perfect midfield. They allow 4 attackers. Yeah, look, I think Lavia is going to be absolutely key. But the problem is, though, I said, look, it's a good problem to have. You can never moan about having too many quality players. But all 3 of Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia can't play together. They simply can't. So look, it's a good problem to have. But I don't see all 3 of them playing together. I really don't. Lavia, Caicedo, and Palmer midfield. I mean, look, Palmer plays a 10 basically, but yeah. I will ask you, by the way. We see Nkunku plays for limited minutes, comes out from the bench. No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do need another striker. Certainly not in January. Maybe we revisit that in the summer as a potential. Revisit in the summer and let's think about it. Lavia only 20 years old. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. So much potential in Romeo Lavia. Caicedo is a future captain. Yeah, potentially. I think John Obi Mikel made that same shout as well. He believes that Caicedo could be a future Chelsea captain, and why not? We can play Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo control. Palmer on the right wing is massively wasted. Particularly in a Maresca system, it doesn't suit him. We shifted him out to the right wing in the second half against Bournemouth, and he was virtually non-existent. He needs to be playing centrally, and if you play Enzo, Caicedo, and Lavia, it means that Palmer's got to be played out of his best position, and that's to the detriment of the team. I don't think the benefits you get from playing all those 3 in midfield are worth sticking Palmer on the wing for. That's my personal opinion on it. I don't think that's worth it personally. But look, we probably will see it on occasions this season. We may well see it. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Look, Rice is a top player, but I don't believe that it was a disaster that we missed out on Rice. Yes, of course, I would have loved Declan Rice, but I don't. I'm very happy with the midfield options we've got. Very happy with Caicedo, happy with Enzo, happy with Lavia. And yeah, sure, would have been great to get Rice, but it wasn't to be. But I think we've got some bloody good options anyway. I'd probably still go Madueke, but yeah, if he has another game like he did against West Ham, then I think Neto will be in for obviously Ghent and then the Forest game afterwards. If still like a traditional proper striker to keep Jackson on his toes, it's nice having Nkunku, but I'd rather him start second striker or 10. Yeah, but bro, he's not going to start as a 10 when there's Joao Felix and Cole Palmer playing there. He's not. That's the thing. The 10s are Palmer and Felix, and Nkunku is a striker with Jackson. That's how Maresca sees it. Tosin was good last week, but unfortunately, bro, I think he drops to the bench. I'll be real. I think he drops to the bench, and that's the reality. Competition for places, big squad, quality players, top club. Tosin's done well. It would be harsh, yeah. It would be harsh, but ultimately, top level sport is harsh. And Tosin, in the limited time that he's played, he's done well, but he's not done enough to displace Fofana or Colwell, in my view. Even though he was very good against West Ham, and he was good when he came on against Bournemouth. Yeah, look, it's always easy in hindsight to say, oh, we should have got Duran, given his start to the season. And look, I'm sure Duran is still someone who is of interest to Chelsea. No doubt about it. Duran is definitely someone who is still of interest to Chelsea. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with him. Look, Tosin's height is obviously a plus in both boxes. Of course it is, but I think with Fofana and Colwell, I don't really have any issues with that partnership at all. I mean, I don't understand rumours about signing another striker if we see Jackson as our main. Yeah, this is the conversation I was having the other day on the show when Nina was here. I was thinking, well, if we sign another striker, the club fully believe in Jackson. He's not going anywhere. And then where does that leave Nkunku? Chelsea don't want to sell Nkunku, but that leaves Nkunku in a very, very difficult position if we sign another striker. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how Chelsea play it, particularly when you've got Esteval and Paez coming as well. Some of the attacking options are going to need to leave to make room for them as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what we're going to do if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't know what we're going to do. To be fair, I don't understand why people are like so anti Fofana because Tosin played one good game against West Ham. Look, I like Tosin, but I need to see more from him. I'd see more from him. Yeah, Fofana looks a bit rusty. He's been out for a year. When he's fit, he's Chelsea's best defender. I don't even think there's a conversation that needs to be had about that. Look, people like Tosin, fine. Tosin's not a better defender than Fofana. Let's be perfectly clear about that. Tosin is not better than Wesley Fofana. If Fofana, has a few bad games or whatever, then yeah, okay, maybe there's a conversation to be had. But right now, that for me isn't even a conversation that needs to be had or should even be mentioned at all. I would be very very surprised if Fofana didn't start tomorrow. I would be very, very surprised. I personally can't see it happening. The players seem to believe in Maresca. Looks like everyone is on board. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's pulling in the same direction. There seems to be a real close-knit togetherness within the squad. And yeah, you can see by the results on the pitch that everything seems to be going in the right direction at the moment. But based on what does Tosin deserve a start based on? What, based on one game against West Ham? So Fofana, who has not been unbelievable in the games that he's played, he's not been crap by any accounts. He's not been poor. Bournemouth game, he wasn't the best. But you're telling me that Tosin deserves to come into the team based on one start? Fofana's not been that bad that he deserves to be dropped. Is my point? Yeah, but Tosin's played one game. This is my point. You can't be chopping and changing your centre-back pairing because one centre-back played well for one game. For me, if you're going to be changing your defensive pairing, that needs to be because one player is going through a sustained bad run of form. And that simply isn't the case with Fofana. Fofana's not gone through a bad run of form. He simply hasn't. So yeah, for me, I'm not having this Tosin over Fofana business right now. Absolutely not. If we get to 10, 15 games into the season and Fofana's not really pulled up any trees, then fair enough. Bro, Fofana's not playing at right back. He's not. He is Chelsea's best defender. He is. If he's fit and he's playing at his best, he's Chelsea's best defender. He's been out for a year. He's coming back to, he's trying to come back to fitness, come back to form, get his match sharpness back and whatnot. And for someone that's not played football for a year, I actually think he's done all right. Yeah, okay, against West Ham at right back, he struggled, but he was playing he was playing very well. He obviously he had problems at right back, but he's not a right back. I just think people are so short-sighted. It's always like, oh, next shiny thing. Tosin had one good game. Oh, he's now got to play. It's ridiculous in my opinion. It shouldn't even be a conversation that's being had right now. It really shouldn't be. Tosin will play against Ghent on Thursday night, and he has to keep him pressing. It takes more than one good game to get into the side. You can't just have one good game and then you expect to be in the team. It just doesn't work like that. This is my point. This is my point. People are so quick to judge players. One player has, one player has a good game. Suddenly he's got to be in the team. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah, we did look more solid. Yeah, we have, because he started with Colwell at Bournemouth. So again, nonsense. Fofana and Colwell started at Bournemouth, and they kept the clean sheet was kept. Anyway, yeah, look, we haven't seen the best of Fofana in a Chelsea shirt. Everyone knows we've not seen the best of Fofana in a Chelsea shirt. We all know this. We all know this, but people are so quick to judge Fofana. The guy's not played for a year. He's not played for a year. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. He's not played for a year. So I don't understand why people are so quick to judge him. I don't get it, guys. I really don't get it. Well, look, for me, if the manager's picking the centre backs and he thinks that the first choice partnership is Colwell and Fofana, I'm not changing the partnership after 5 games. It's not like we've got fucking Van Dijk sat on the bench waiting to get in the team. We don't. And Tosin wasn't signed to be a starting level centre back. He was signed to be a squad player. And look, he's played well and he's done well in the limited opportunities that he's had. But for me, that doesn't suddenly warrant him being chucked into the team. That doesn't warrant him being chucked into the team. Look, we can agree to disagree on this. And look, if Tosin ends up starting tomorrow, then fine. But I would be staggered if Maresca suddenly changed his centre back pairing, because I think there's big potential in a Colwell-Fofana partnership, and it needs time to develop. Fofana needs time to obviously find his feet. But 5 games is certainly not enough time to work out whether this partnership's any good or not. You need more than that. You honestly need more than that in my view. You need more than that. So yeah, I'm very much playing Fofana tomorrow, guys. We're only on 43 likes. Come on, people, keep smashing that like button. It's free. It's free. It takes seconds to do. Run it up, guys. We need to get this as close to 100 likes as we can. Would really appreciate the support, guys. So please do smash that like button. There's definitely people in there that haven't hit the like, guys. It's free. It takes seconds, and it helps get more eyes on the channel, which is really important, guys. Which is really important. So I would greatly appreciate that. It would mean a lot. And it massively helps me out, people. So yeah, let's do it. Obviously, the numbers are not as big as as they were in the transfer window. So yeah, it's been a slow grind these last sort of 150 odd subs to get to the 12k. It's always more difficult in the season. People aren't as interested in the football for some reason, it appears. So yeah, any help is greatly appreciated, guys. So let's run it up. And please do subscribe if you are new round here as well. It would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, people, we need to get this show moving. We need more people tuning in. It is piss poor on the likes. It is very, very shit, guys. Very shit. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here, guys? Come on. There's loads of you in here. There's no excuses whatsoever for this not to be well past 50 likes. So please do smash that like button. And there must be some people in here who aren't subscribed. So please do run up the subscribers as well, guys. But people, I need this as close to 100 likes as possible. So please hit the like button. He didn't say, look, yeah, he said that he's happy with Tosin and whatnot, and he sees him as a leader and stuff. That doesn't indicate that he's going to be starting, in my opinion. Yeah, brother, I know. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. If you don't hit the like button, Chelsea will not win tomorrow. Yeah, this is it, guys. You don't want that on you. You don't want that on you. You absolutely don't. Bro, for me, you revert back to the West Ham team and you bring in and you play Fofana instead of Tosin and Gusto comes back in. Simple as that. Gusto is obviously playing. We're not going to go into this game not playing a right back. So the only decision to be made is whether Tosin stays in the team or not. That is literally the only decision that needs to be made, in my opinion. Well, let's see. Let's see. I would be very, very surprised if that was the case. Very, very surprised. I don't believe that will be. I reckon so. I'd be very surprised. Gusto inverting or Cucurella. No, Cucurella is obviously much better at inverting. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Cucurella is better at inverting. That is absolutely clear. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens on that front. But yeah, it's absolutely clear that Castello is doing very, very well, and he's going to be a key part of what we are looking to do. Another player who is coming in for big praise is Marc Cucurella. And what a redemption arc it's been for Cucurella. To think that we almost sold this guy last summer. We almost sent him out to Man United on a loan deal. It's crazy. And I don't think enough people give Cucurella enough credit for the sort of the redemption arc that he's been on at Chelsea. Marc is very important. He is something you sometimes struggle to find in other players. He's good and is making the players around him better. If you have 5, 6 or 7 players like Marc in the team, it is very important. And like, it's amazing what's happened to him, because he was booed by sections of Chelsea fans in his first season. He struggled at the start of last season. He came into the team when there were injuries, and suddenly, back end of last season, there was a little switch up. He inverted into midfield, and ever since then, he's been a complete player reborn. He was brilliant for Spain at the Euros, and now he's one of our most important players. He's a fan favourite. He's one of the most popular members of the squad, and he's a top player. And it just goes to show that that sometimes players need a little bit of time, to settle in, before you judge them. You shouldn't be writing guys off. Imagine, if we did get rid of Cucurella, what the situation would be looking like right now if we'd gotten rid of him. It's mad. It really is mad. But he's an integral part of this team. He is one of the first names on the team sheet, in my opinion. And what he's doing for this football club is massive, and he deserves huge credit for the turnaround that he's had here. You know, it's honestly mad. You know, to think that we almost sold him last summer, and look how important he is for this team, for the team now. You know, I couldn't imagine this Chelsea side with him not in it. You know, he's that important. His performances have been really, really good. And yeah, he's just so important to what we're looking to do. It's funny how everyone goes on about Martin and Hall. Martin can't even start for Villa, and Lewis Hall doesn't even start for Newcastle. And there were Chelsea fans that were crying about Martin leaving the football club. He doesn't even start. He can't even get in the. He can't even get in the Villa side. You know, it just goes to show that, you know. Okay, I remember saying, I said at the time, you know, Martin should have been given a chance to show what he can do. He wasn't. He was sold. We got decent money for him. He can't even get in the Villa team, and he's nowhere near better than Cucurella. So I don't know what people were getting so shitty about with Ian Martin leaving. I didn't have a problem with it at all. Didn't have a problem with it at all. I don't think Martin's mid or whatever, but he doesn't get in the Aston Villa team. So yeah, there we are. Yeah, Villa aren't better than Chelsea. They finished above us last season. Yeah, sure, okay, and obviously that season where we came 12th is mad. But yeah, look, he's you know, is Martin's not that. Martin is nowhere near as good as what loads of Chelsea fans are making him out to be. Loads of Chelsea fans were making him out to be some sort of world beater, some sort of unbelievable player. We got good money for him. He's gone to Aston Villa, which is a great move for him. And he struggled. He's not getting in the team. He's not starting for Aston Villa. And the way that people were going on about it, you would have expected him to be playing every week, and he's not. And look, that could change in you know, that could definitely change in times to come. So yeah. But right now, for me, Chelsea are better than Aston Villa. You know, they are. I'm pretty confident that Chelsea will finish above Villa this season. You know, I'm pretty confident they'll finish above us. We'll finish above them. Sorry. I think we finish above Villa this season. Look, Villa are good. They've got good players. They're a good side. But I feel that with them in the Champions League, it's going to be more difficult for them in the league this season. And I think Chelsea will finish above Villa this season. I think we're going to finish fourth, and I don't see Villa finishing third. So, yeah, I think we do finish above them. You know, I think we do. Lewis and Martin are not on Cucurella level. Cucurella literally kept Grimaldo on the bench. Yeah, look, it's true. I think a lot of Chelsea fans massively overrate Martin, massively overrated Lewis Hall as well. And we've now got a situation, we've got Cucurella. Well, I mean, maybe not right now at this point, but I think we'll finish above them this season. So yeah, let's wait and see. But look, Cucurella is so important to this team, and I'm so glad that he's managed to turn things around, because he was becoming a bit of a joke. You know, he was getting widely criticised by the fan base. He was sort of a laughing stock for rivals, and yeah, you know, now we seem to be in a position where things are going, where he's obviously turned it around. And he is one of the best left backs in the league. That inverting into midfield role suits him absolutely down to a T. No doubt about that. And he's completely a player reborn, a complete player reborn. Guys, 75 in the building, only 55 likes. Come on, people, we need to run this up. Run this up, guys. Let's get this to 70 likes, maybe even 80. We need to run it up, people. Come on. Keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds. I don't want to keep going on about it, but I will if these likes don't start going up. It's very, very easy to do, guys, and it massively, massively helps me out. So please do that. I don't think the passion for the game disappeared, but yeah, he certainly looks like a player reborn. Yep, Euros was brilliant. In what sense? Because they play two totally different positions. So yeah, in what way? Yeah, he does. He does, unfortunately. Welbeck has a habit of sticking the ball in the back of the net against us. That is very, very true. Let's hope that's not the case tomorrow. But yeah, I'm so pleased to see Cucurella doing really well, because he absolutely deserves it. Absolutely deserves it. In this Chelsea swing door, who will be the next punters likely to be escorted out? Well, I think Badiashile and Disasi probably on their way out. He plays cup games, but after Kellyman deal, that money turned out to not be so good. Well, I mean, Kellyman's going to go on loan in January, I think, that's what's going to happen there. The inverting suits Cucurella and Gusto, but they're both pretty average 1v1 defenders. I don't think we're going to see three centre-backs playing. It'll be two, and then Cucurella can play left centre-back. Gusto can tuck in at right-sided centre-back, as can Reece James as well. So I don't see that being I don't see that necessarily happening. I'll be honest, but you never know. But I don't expect to see that happening anytime soon. But I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but I don't expect to see it anytime soon. I'll be honest. But yeah. I mean, we look ahead to the Brighton game. Obviously, they're unbeaten. We are a point ahead of them. We did the double over them. Last season, and we should be able to contain them. There's no Joao Pedro. That's a massive plus. Obviously, Danny Welbeck, as we mentioned, does have a habit of scoring against us. And these are the sorts of games that if we're going to finish in a top four, these are the kinds of games that we must be winning. We need to be winning these sorts of games if we're going to finish in the top four, guys. It is that simple. We have to win these kind of games. We obviously haven't won at home in the league yet this season. Lost to City, drew against Crystal Palace. We need that win to come. We need that win at home. We've got 3 home games left before the international break: Brighton, Ghent, and then obviously Nottingham Forest as well. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. But I'm hopeful that we can obviously get the 3 points tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. This is going to be a tight game. I think there'll be 1 goal in it either way. Yeah, we did. We won that 2-1. We won that game 2-1. Cole Palmer and Nkunku scored, and then they scored a goal right at the end. We won 2-1. No, I think we win tomorrow. We didn't play a back 3. Obviously, in possession it's a 3, but out of possession it's a 4. But yeah, let's dive into the team. Guys, keep smashing the likes, keep subscribing if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. Let's dive into the team lineup. And to be honest, I don't really think there's too many decisions that need to be made here. I don't think there are too many decisions that need to be made, guys. I'll be real. You would expect, realistically, the team that played against West Ham to sort of play in this game with Gusto to come back in. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a draw, but I would be shocked if we lost this game. You know, I would be surprised if we lost. But look, you never know. You do never know with football and whatnot. You just never know. I hope that we can. I hope that we can get the job done. But it's football, and anything can happen. Anything can happen. So it's gonna be very, very interesting, this game. And it's a sort of game that if we're going to finish top 4, we must be winning. There's no excuses not to be winning these kinds of games if we don't finish in the top 4. That's my thoughts on it. But anyway, let's have a look here. We've gone Chelsea 3-0. Better home form is the final pieces of our recent evolution. We need to make the bridge again. Yeah, to be fair, the home form last season was very good, very good. It was drastically improved from the previous few seasons where the home form had been, quite frankly, had been absolutely shocking. If we're being honest here, had been absolutely shocking, the recent home form. Anyway, let's get into the team. Robert Sanchez will obviously come back in, and he's had a really good start to the season, and fair play to him. I think he's proving a lot of people wrong. But we need him to have a good game against his former club. We know that he's going to get booed every time he touches the ball by Brighton fans, as is Cucurella, as is Moises Caicedo. You know, Brighton do have an active dislike for Chelsea. It's obviously not reciprocated the other way, but for the way that we've obviously taken a lot of their staff, a lot of their players, Brighton don't really like Chelsea, and that's understandable. But it's certainly a very one-sided rivalry. That much is clear. It is very much a one-sided rivalry. But yeah, anyway, Sanchez in goal. He's had a really good season so far, and fair play to him. He's proven myself wrong, and he's proven a lot of Chelsea fans wrong. But that needs to continue for a lot longer than 5 games. So let's hope it continues tomorrow, and let's hope that we can obviously keep another clean sheet. That would be ideal. Getting quite used to these clean sheets. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Let's try and make it 4 against these lot. Anyway, moving to right back. We've had right back issues the last 2 games for Fofana and Disasi. Malo Gusto's back. He played 45 minutes in midweek. Unless he's had a little setback in training or whatever between Wednesday and today, for me, there is no world in which Malo Gusto does not start at right back for us tomorrow. No chance whatsoever. And it'll be good to actually have a proper right back playing right back. That's going to make a huge, huge difference to us tomorrow. A huge, huge difference. So yeah, it'll be great to see him back in the Chelsea starting lineup, back in the Premier League starting lineup. I know there's loads of people that think Tosin should play. I wouldn't be picking Tosin tomorrow. I'd be going with Fofana and Colwell still. That for me is Chelsea's best partnership. And if you're trying to build that partnership, you certainly don't change it after 5 games. There's not been any evidence, in my opinion, to suggest that after 5 games, this partnership needs changing. And then we go with Cucurella, obviously, at left back. And then if Cucurella inverts, it becomes a back 3. Colwell goes to left centre-back. Gusto plays right centre-back. Or if Gusto inverts, then Cucurella comes in left centre-back and Fofana plays right centre-back with Colwell in the middle. That, for me, right now is Chelsea's strongest back 4 that is available right now. Obviously, when Reece James gets himself back fit, as good as Gusto's been, we know that Reece is obviously better. And yes, the gap is getting smaller, but Reece is better. That's just the reality of that situation. But that is the back 4 that I would go with. That is Chelsea's best back 4 that they've got available, in my opinion. Obviously, other people may have different opinions. I know other people in the chat have certainly got different opinions. They think that Tosin should be in there. And look, if Tosin plays, I don't have an issue with it. But I personally wouldn't be picking him because I don't think he's done enough to get in the team. And I don't think Fofana's been that shit that he deserves to not be in the team. So that is my reasoning for that. Moving into midfield then, we go with the same, in my view, that we had against West Ham. So we go with obviously Enzo playing deepest. We then go with Moises Caicedo, who hopefully will have another brilliant game against his former team. And then we go with Cole Palmer. We go with Palmer in the 10. That'll basically be the 10. So yeah, that's what I'd go. That's what I'd go with in the midfield. We should not rush James back. James is not going to be rushed back. We play Liverpool on the 20th of October, so clean sheets in the game leading up to that would be nice. Well, look, clean sheets in any games are nice. Ultimately, as long as we're winning, I don't mind if we don't have clean sheets. But obviously, wins with a clean sheet is an extra bonus, which you're not going to say no to. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens on that front, people. Jackson up front for sure. Big up for Brian for the donation. Greatly appreciated as always, brother. Definitely don't agree with that, but I can understand why people may well think that. Sancho definitely playing. I hope he provides another assist. I hope so as well. Not for me personally. I think Madueke's got one more chance. If he has another performance like he did against West Ham, which wasn't his best game, then I think there's a strong chance that Neto does replace him in the team. I've only been shaking in the middle. I played for Fana, Tosin, and Colwell with Cucurella inverting. Bro, we can't. So, bro, you're saying that having struggled at right back for the last 2 games, now that we've got Gusto available, you're suggesting that we shouldn't play an actual right back at all tomorrow. I don't understand that, in my opinion. I don't get it. I don't think he will. He looks like he's a player playing in form. He's a player with confidence. But yeah, moving on to the front line, for me, I think it personally picks itself. I think it will be Madueke on the right because he didn't feature at all in midweek. I think it'll be Madueke on the right. It'll be Jadon Sancho on the left. And it will be Nicholas Jackson through the middle. And the beauty of it is, guys, is that we're going to have so many different options to switch things up from the bench. If things aren't going well, you can bring a Neto on, you can bring a Felix on, you can bring a Nkunku on, you can bring a Mudryk on if you wanted to. There's so many different options from the bench if things aren't going particularly well. But that front 4 of Madueke, Jackson, Palmer, Sancho, that's really threatening. And if those guys are firing on all cylinders and playing well, that team can really tear apart. Can tear apart any defense on their day. They really, really can. No doubt about it. If they're firing on all cylinders, it's a long day for any defense that is coming up against that attacking quartet. It really is. No, for me personally, I think Noni has another one more chance in the team. I think he does. Guys, keep hitting the like button. We haven't even reached 60 likes yet. Let's get this to at least 70 likes. We need 12 more likes. There's 65 in the building. Please keep smashing that like button. It's free. It takes seconds to do. And it would really, really help me out, guys. So please do that. Let's run the likes up. Run the likes up. This should be on 70 likes. We should be able to get to 70. Let's do it. That's 12 more likes. Keep smashing that like button. And please keep subscribing to the channel as well. Please subscribe if you're new around here. If you're tuned in now, you're not subscribed, what are you playing at? What are you playing at? So please do subscribe if you're new around here, guys. And keep smashing the like button. 10 more likes to 70 likes. That's got to be the target now. The big 7-0. So please smash that like button, people. Oh, bro, he'll be benched. He could even be lucky to make the squad. I'll be real. Could be lucky to make the squad. And I know that might sound a little bit harsh, but it's true. Lucky to make the squad, in my view. We don't want anyone to be missing chances, but that's part of football. Chances get missed. That's what happens, guys. Chances get missed. So let's just hope that he scores. The thing about Neto is he needs someone next to him to unlock his runs. I think Noni's definitely, a bit more, is able to create something a bit out of nothing, I feel. Neto does need runners and whatnot. But look, they're two different types of players. They both have strengths and they both, bring good stuff to the table. There's no There's no denying that. I'm not Cole's biggest fan, but even I admit he's been the best defender for us so far. Yeah, he absolutely has. He's improving lots. He's maturing. He's growing into being a leader. His range of passing is brilliant. I didn't realise quite how good his passing actually was. So fair play to him. Fair play to him on that one. Absolutely fair play to him. Nkunku will start next Thursday in the Conference League. Yep, he will. I don't think Nkunku's going to start tomorrow. And look, yes, he scored a hat-trick, and it's easy to think, oh, we should go into the team. But you can only play what's in front of you. But this was a hat-trick against Barrow. So I don't think we should be getting too carried away from him. That's what we should be expecting him to do, put those teams to the sword. And look, I think Jackson's going to get better and better. But people do... it's weird how much people criticise Nicholas Jackson. He got 17 goals in all comps last season. He cost £32 million. He's already got 6 GNA in the first 5 games of the season. Yet people still criticise him. It's mad. I don't understand it. I don't understand how the bar and the threshold seems to be so different for Jackson compared to other players, compared to other people. I don't understand that. Why is it so different? Why? I really don't get it. I really don't understand it at all. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in my opinion. But there we go. That's just my thoughts. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We won against Bournemouth. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but Madueke missed 2 chances against Palace as well that he could have easily scored. Now, the way that Jackson's spoken about compared to other players is just mad. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, he does. JT used to do the same thing. And by the way, I'm by no means comparing Colwell to John Terry, but that's what the top defenders do. Last ditch tackles and stuff. That's almost as good as a goal in their books. But yeah, I think he can. Jackson got an assist at the Etihad last season. He scored a hat trick at Spurs. I know Spurs aren't top 4. I guess it was 9 men, but he still got the goals. No, he doesn't run in behind. He's a different type of player. He's good in tight spaces. He's definitely a better finisher than Jackson, but Jackson brings a lot more to the team. And I think if you're a defender, you would rather play against Nkunku than Jackson, because Nkunku's not going to stretch the play. He's not going to run in behind. He's very much a different type of player to Nicholas Jackson. But it's great to have those 2 options. It's great to have those options there. It really is. Look, I like to think if you've got 17 in all comps last season, we should be looking at 20 or 25 in all competitions. That's what I'd be looking for personally. That's what I'd be looking for. Are we going to get it? I don't know, but I would absolutely be looking for it. If Jackson had taken his chances, we would have won. I don't think it's as simple as that, because we don't know if we would have won the final. Yeah, in the Carabao Cup, that there were opportunities, sure, but I don't think we can blame the whole defeat on one player. There were other opportunities to score. Gallagher had a very good chance in that semi-final. But look, I'm not judging a player based off 2 games. He had a very good first season. He started this season really well, and there just seems to be discourse around him, which in my opinion is not fair. Of course, he's got areas that he needs to improve on, but how can he not be? How can people not think that Jackson is doing well or not think he's a good player? It's mad. It's absolutely mad. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. But yeah, it is what it is. People have got different views, but I think he's a very, very good player. A very good player. And I'm glad that he's in the team. And Chelsea are a better team when he's in there. Nkunku 20 goals. Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing, it's going to keep Jackson on his toes, because Jackson knows that if he's not performing well, then Nkunku is going to come and take his place in the lineup. So these are all These are all good problems to have. Why would you not want these problems? Is what I'm getting at, guys. Why would you not want these problems? Of course you would. Of course you would want these problems. Why would you not? Why would you not? Yeah, look, I agree. I think Jackson is a better fit, and now I don't know. Now I don't know why. I don't know if we're going to go back in for Osimhen or not. I personally don't feel that we should. You've got Jackson and Nkunku. What happens to Nkunku? We bring another striker in because Jackson's not going anywhere. You'd have to feel that Nkunku would potentially be in trouble, and that is exactly what you don't want. Exactly what you don't want. Guys, keep hitting the like button, please. We're on 60 likes now. Let's try and get this to 70. The likes have been really slow today, really poor as well. Come on, guys. You're better than this. You know you're better than this. So let's get these likes up. Come on, people. Let's get 10 more likes. That really isn't much to ask. So please keep smashing the like button. It's free and it takes seconds to do. So please do it. I would be very grateful. Let's get this to 70 likes. Someone let me know when we're on 70 likes. There's 9 more. That should literally take 2 minutes. Literally take 2 minutes. It should even take 30 seconds. So let me know when we're on 70, guys. By the way, Potter gave the Telegraph a huge interview. Yeah, he did give the Telegraph his first major interview. Jackson, for me to say, yes, he needs to prove me wrong. He doesn't need to score 2 tomorrow. If he scores 2, fine. If he doesn't score tomorrow, if he's affecting the game, that's the most important thing for me. Just affects the game, impacts the game. Hopefully we win 3-0 tomorrow and keep our top 4 chances high. Yeah, we just need to win tomorrow. Just get the win. Going 3-1 Chelsea. Guys, let me know your score predictions in the chat as well. I will bring up this Graham Potter interview very briefly because he's been talking about his time at Chelsea and whatnot. His first in-depth interview really since he left the club. We'll have a quick look through that. Let's have a quick look through that, see what Potter has had to say. Let's very briefly have a look. Let me just bring this up. What are you lot saying in the chat, by the way? What are you lot saying in the chat? My score prediction is 2-1 Chelsea. That's what I'm going for. Hopefully we win 3-0. Yep, 3-1. United v Spurs, ending in a draw will be the best result for us. I mean, let's not worry about what other people are doing. Let's just focus on ourselves. That's the most important thing. So yeah, Potter's done an interview today it's come out today with Matt Law. Let's see what he has been saying. Let's see what he's been saying. Let me just bring this up, guys. I mean, it feels like years ago Potter was at Chelsea. It's not even that long ago. It was only a couple seasons ago. It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Feels like a lifetime ago. Let's see what's being said. Graham Potter decided it was time to disappear from the public eye after being sacked by Chelsea, but 17 months on, looking relaxed and trim, that famous glow up perfectly maintained. He's ready for his relaunch. I felt ready to return for a little while. It still has to be the right thing, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited to hear what opportunities there are, and I'll take each one and judge it on its merits. It wasn't long ago that Eddie Howe left Bournemouth after they were relegated. He took 18 months out and now he's at Newcastle doing brilliant things. If you look at Emery, how he was received after leaving Arsenal, and look at what he's doing now, this is the job, the challenge of football. I see it. Chelsea has an unbelievable experience that I've had. It didn't go as well as I'd have liked. I have to take responsibility for that, but I think I'm better for it and I'll be a better coach for sure. It was not just 7 brutal months under the Stamford Bridge microscope that prompted Potter to take some time out, but almost 13 years of coaching that took him from the 4th tier of Swedish football into the last 8 of the Champions League. What else has he been saying? The first 6 months are tough work because I worked really, really hard to get that type of opportunity. I don't think it was the only opportunity I was going to get because I left Brighton in a really, really good place. So it was about choosing the right opportunity. I didn't choose the wrong one. It just didn't work out. I don't have any regrets over doing it. But at the same time, when anybody loses their job, there's an element of frustration, anger, and maybe bitterness at some point. The most important thing was to be with my family and friends, just connect with them. Being in the public eye is a byproduct of the job, so I choose not to be when I don't need to be. I spent some time with Steve Borthwick at England Rugby. I went to the US and saw some sports over there, some organisations. I went to the Falklands and did a leadership talk. And much to the horror of my 14-year-old boy, he went to see Taylor Swift, Graham Potter. Fair. And he took Spanish lessons as well. What else has he been saying? So, yeah, reflecting on what went wrong for Chelsea. I take responsibility for the results. I've never said I've ever been perfect. And you live and you learn, and you are grateful for the opportunity and grateful for the experience you had there. But there's probably a context that has appeared. The easy solution is Chelsea aren't winning, so it must be the coach who has never worked at this level before. He's the problem. That might not be 100% wrong, but it's not 100% right. He's absolutely bang on there. He's absolutely bang on there. He's not. It's not wrong that, but it's not completely right either. You know, there's equal blame on both parts. You know, no, Lukeba is left-footed. Lukeba is left-footed. But yeah, guys, 5 more likes. Run it up, people. Let's go. Potter was unlucky when he took over. Maresca, I wouldn't say Maresca was super lucky, but the squad's obviously a lot better than when it's not the same mess that Potter had. Let's get back to it. Having succeeded Tuchel, Potter had to navigate a congested schedule, a mid-season World Cup, an injury crisis, and a record 323 million January transfer spend that left him with a squad so big that the players could not all fit into the changing room. Remember those times, guys? Remember those times? Or the meeting room. Just for good measure, the club drew Man City away in both domestic cup competitions. So that was an absolute fucking as well. It was almost like the perfect storm. It was 14 matches in 6 weeks prior to the World Cup. It was like you were in the washing machine. That's what we said with the staff, because the games kept coming and we had no preparation time or anything. We lost Reece and Wesley. I think we had the most players at the World Cup, and pretty quickly afterwards we lost Raheem and Christian Pulisic. Then the ownership decided to invest a lot of money in the squad, 300 million January. Now, if you're spending 300 million on players that are coming from outside the Premier League, from countries that are having a mid-season break, then the reality is you can't just imagine they're going to hit the ground running and everything's going to be fine. Fair point, very true. But obviously, if you spend 300 million, the pressure on the team goes up and the pressure on the coach goes up. And people go, come on then, you spent all this money. I think if I'd spent it on Harry Kane and Declan Rice, then fair enough. But at the time, that was a decision. We tried to support it as best we could, but it left us with the challenge of a lot of players after January, and then they can't go anywhere. Yep, true. Asked how he coped with the logistics of trying to coach a squad of players that could not fit into Chelsea's meeting room. Potter said a few of them just had to sit on the floor. That whole situation back then was so mad, wasn't it? So mad what was going on then. It was crazy, guys. It was absolutely crazy what was going on back then at the club. It's not ideal, of course. Everybody recognised it was a really difficult situation because you can only pick 11 players, and if you've got 20 players not playing, it doesn't matter where you are. If you can find a coach out there who says, yeah, that's the best condition for me, I'd be very surprised. The home defeat to Villa sealed Potter's fate at the end of a 5-game run in which Chelsea only lost once and knocked Borussia Dortmund out of the Champions League. Dortmund's success meant that Potter did not lose a Champions League tie during his 7 months in charge at Chelsea, but it was replaced by interim manager Lampard before the Real Madrid game. I can't lie. Of course, it mattered to me. It's Real Madrid. It's the last day of the Champions League. Said Potter, it was like, what a game. We actually felt we could do something, so that was disappointing. Potter's Champions League record further enhanced his reputation in Europe, having competed in the Europa League with Östersunds, who he took from the Swedish 4th division, beating Galatasaray and Arsenal along the way. Yeah. That was basically it. So, yeah, there we go. Potter, speaking about his time at Chelsea, some fair reflections for sure. Maybe some other ones that aren't that fair. I don't know for certain. Guys, 5 more likes. Keep smashing that like button. We're 5 likes away from 70 likes. That's got to be the case. Got to be the target, guys. Come on, let's get there. I think Badiashile and Disasi gone in January. Yep, quite possible. No, I wouldn't say so. The summer for sure. 3-1 with Palmer and Sancho, his debut and goal. And Jackson, of course. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't mind who scores as long as we get goals. So, yeah, that's what we're going to hope for, guys. Goals, clean sheet would be nice. But most importantly, Let's get 3 points. That's what we're playing for. That's what we're turning up for tomorrow afternoon. The 3 points. Anything else is a bonus. Players scoring, any sort of clean sheet or whatever. Certain guys getting on the score sheet. Those are all bonuses. All bonuses, guys. That's all I'm saying. They're all bonuses. Anyone got any questions in the chat about anything before I round this one out in the next sort of 5 minutes or so? Please do let me know. 4 more likes, guys. 4 more likes. Run it up. Run it up. Let's hit that 70 like mark. 4 more likes, people. Let's do it. What else are we looking at? I'm going to go for 5 more minutes, guys. So any more questions in the chat, please do let me know. I feel like Brighton will sit back tomorrow. I'm not sure. I think they'll have a go. They've got Minter. They've got Mitoma. They've got Danny Welbeck. They've got good players, that can cause us problems. I'm not sure if they will sit back. Obviously, they're not going to come. They're not going to come and fully go for it. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Who's been the best player so far this season for us? I'll probably say Caicedo or Jackson. One of those two. But it doesn't mean that others haven't been good. But I'd probably say Caicedo or Jackson have been the two that have been the best so far this season, in my opinion. But Colwell's up there as well. Cole Palmer. A lot of them have done well. Sanchez has done well as well. But I would say probably Jackson or Caicedo. Who do you think scores tomorrow? I'm feeling a Cole Palmer goal. I'm going to say Palmer. I think Palmer and Jackson will score tomorrow. That's my prediction. Palmer and Jackson to score tomorrow. Guys, 2 more likes. Let's get it done. Run it up. Run it up. 2 more likes, people. Let's do it. Come on, guys. Let's get there. 2 more likes to go. Please keep smashing that like button. It's free and it takes seconds to do. And I'd be very, very grateful. So please do it. Please do it. I would be very, very grateful for it. So make sure you're doing it. Make sure you are doing it, guys. What else have we got going on, people? What else have we got going on? What else is happening? What else is happening? Just fingers crossed we don't get the dreaded curse after all the good show. Yeah, no, I hope not. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen in football. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Let's hope that we don't get. Let's hope we don't get fully shafted, guys. It would be disappointing not to win this game. But I think the most important thing is don't lose. That's got to be the most important thing. Do not lose, and then let's put ourselves in a position. Let's hope we don't lose. Just don't lose. That's the key for me is to not lose. But I don't know. Let's wait and see. I don't know who the ref is tomorrow. I don't really care who it is. It's not Oliver and it's not Taylor. I'm not sure who it is, but I'm not really that asked. No problem, brother. Hope Newcastle, Villa, and United lose their games. Yeah, let's hope so. I'm not sure. I mean, look, United and Newcastle could definitely lose. I mean, Villa are away at Ipswich. I think that's probably less likely that they're going to lose that one. But you don't know. You don't know, people. You just don't know. You never know. You never know. But that would be nice. That would be nice. So let's hope that does happen. Chelsea 2, that's exactly what I went for. It's going to be a close one. But yeah, I agree, brother. I feel somewhat confident heading into this one. I don't know if it's an overconfidence. I don't know if I should be feeling this confident, but why not? We're off the back of 3 wins on the spin, 2 really good wins away at Bournemouth and West Ham, a home game against Brighton. Why shouldn't we feel? Why shouldn't we feel confident, guys? Answer me that. Why shouldn't we feel confident? We should be confident. We absolutely should be feeling confident. Why not? Why not? Why not? We should be feeling confident, people. That's how I'm that's how I'm approaching it. I feel confident for this one tomorrow. No reason not to be feeling confident, and let's hope that we don't get let down by the boys. Let's hope we don't get let down. I'm feeling hopeful that we won't. We've got 3 more games now before the international break, all 3 at home. This is a chance to put another 6 points on the board. That are going to be really helpful. You know, head into with 16 points from 7 games, 16 points from 21. If we get to the sort of the October international break, that for me would be very, very positive. And that requires a win against Brighton, and it requires a win against Nottingham Forest. And I actually don't think either of those are particularly difficult. I don't think either of those are particularly difficult. So yeah, why not? I think we can. I think we can definitely do it. I mean, look, we've only played 2 games at home. We should have beaten Crystal Palace. The Man City one, it is what it is. So yeah, but yeah, we need the home form has got to be on point this season. It's got to be on point this season. The home form has to be. 2-2 draw, Palmer and Sancho. Fair. I mean, I wouldn't be that pleased with a 2-2 draw, but I suppose it's better than losing, isn't it? It's better than losing. Guys, keep smashing the like button. Come on, people, and keep subscribing as well. It's free. It takes seconds. Run it up, guys. Run it up. But yeah, anyway, what else are people saying? What else are you lot saying? Let me know. Let me just have one last check if there's anything else to go through, and then I think I will round this one up. Guys, we're 8 likes away from 80. Let's get this to 80 likes before the show ends, which is imminently. But let's get it to 80 likes. Come on, people. Let's get this to 80 likes. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Any final score predictions from anyone in the chat? Please do let me know. Will I be live tomorrow? Yes, I will be. There will be the match vlog tomorrow, and then there will be live match reaction call-in show tomorrow night as well. So 2 bits of content tomorrow, the match vlog, and then live match reaction call-in show for you guys to have your say. 2-0, fair enough. That is also what I would. I went 2-1. So yeah, I'll be live tomorrow, guys. Call-in show and obviously match vlog to come as well. That is what I will be doing tomorrow on the content front, people. Loads to look forward to, guys. Trying to obviously work on some more collabs as well. Work on more exciting things. Obviously, getting more opposition previews sorted as well. All of that good stuff. And yeah, just generally trying to evolve the channel, particularly in the season. In the transfer window, the growth is good, the numbers are good. In season, it's a bit more difficult. What sort of how are we looking, guys, in season? What sort of content are you looking for in season? That's what we need to be looking for, guys. That's what we need to be looking for. League Cup draw is tough. Yeah, it is tough. No denying that. The League Cup draw is tough. Simple as that. But yeah, guys, I'm going to round this one out now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. I know the numbers aren't what we want it to be, but I appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in this evening. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here, as always. Thank you for all the support, guys. It is greatly appreciated. We are pushing towards that 12K. The last couple of hundred has been very, very slow, annoyingly, but we are going to get there, people. So let's do it. Smash the likes on the way out. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you lot tomorrow. Match vlog, live call-in show after the game. Smash the like, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Up the Chelsea, and peace out.